Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Vino Volley. I'm your host, Michael Wall, and along with me on this ride is my very huggable co-host, Ryan Rebecki.
Warm embrace.
Yeah.
Yeah, strap your fucking selves in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm ready.
Yeah, I was looking for like cozy, but you're just like,
No, I'm ready. I'm aggressive today.
it's good.
Yeah, no, I get the blood flowing. A lot of fresh air. Just I don't know. I'm feeling vibrant and vivacious,
All right.
just like the wine we're gonna consume tonight.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever referred to myself as vivacious, as I'm not like a.
Buxomy?
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, it's probably not my best word usage.
It's all right. We
there,
got an hour. You can clean it up.
Yeah, no, I'm ready.
All right.
It's been a week.
Has it?
How have you been?
I've been. How have I been? Fine.
Yeah. Valentine's Day. We had that.
We did.
I know.
So when you asked me that question, I was just like, I don't remember what has happened to me since last we spoke, and it was kind of concerning that my brain has gone to mush. But no, it's all coming back to me. Yes, Valentine's Day. Cooked a nice, delicious chicken Mozambique.
Oh, yeah.
We had a Rioja with it. And
Love that.
It was a delightful evening, and I went to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good. Nice night's sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Excellent.
Other than that, no. Feeling good. The respiratory infection has seemed to have cleared itself. So.
You sound great. You look great.
You do too, but
Thanks.
that's in the rearview mirror, and yeah, really ready to just dive into today's episode. We're going to be talking about. We do have a couple small, minor. Mike Wall Honesty Hour.
Okay.
The first one I'll start.
Okay.
Is that at the end of last episode?
I'm doing great, by the way.
Didn't I? I thought I
No,
asked
I deferred to you first. You always ask me first. I deferred to you.
Very
no, I'm fine.
Don't get salty now.
Okay. No, the sun has actually been out for a series of days now. It's actually been mild or milder as it pertains to like New England temperatures, and it just was nice to be outside for like a couple hours today. Just getting the fresh air going.
By the way, I said don't be salty, knowing how you had just talked about consuming copious amounts of sodium, and I got nothing out of that. I thought that was.
Oh no, yeah, no. My internals are just shriveling up at a rapid rate today. And that's gonna be compounded by dry red wine. That'll do me well tonight when I'm waking up just like
that Friday morning.
Yeah. But it's February vacation, so I've had 4 days. Boys and I.
Just living the dream.
Yeah. And by Monday afternoon, about 1 o'clock, I'm pretty sure we were all in our respective rooms, like crying and or sobbing. So that was how vacation started.
Ups and downs.
Ebbs and flows.
That's right.
As is life. But yeah.
Well, we did Riders' last hockey game.
Yep.
And next season, I'll definitely be there for a W. But we obviously chatted after the game, and it still brings me so much joy that out of everybody in the stands, who did Ryder say that the only person he could hear yelling?
It was you. It was you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I bring the noise. There were a lot of parents that wanted me to be there for every game, and I was none of these are actually my kid, but there's something about being in a live sporting event, like
especially hockey.
Yeah.
You feel like you can just yell at everybody.
Yeah.
Because you can.
So.
Yeah.
And we'll probably circle back to it, but coming up next week, you get to skate against your son.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a parents versus kids game.
I wish I could be a fly on the wall, but I fully expect that you are going to, might not even be your kid, but you're going to take somebody's jersey and just up over.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I've already set aside some money knowing that I'm going to break my son's stick. So there's that. In soccer-related news, we had our third indoor soccer game.
Nice.
It was a close 1-0 loss. Ryder played out of his mind again in net. And then this week I'm back. The captain of the ship is back. So I'm leading the charge. My other coach is away in business, so back in the saddle. Cannot
whistle
wait.
in hand.
Oh, pacing back and forth.
Kids aren't going to be ready.
I'm getting at least a mile in on the sidelines, but excited to get back into like full blown head coaching, and got a big weekend soccer wise. On Sunday we have the Carabao
or Caribou, depending on how you pronounce that word. Yeah, so that's going to be big. Circling up real quick, Michael Honesty Hour. The last episode, when we came to the end, and we obviously were talking about this is February, Valentine's Day. We wanted to keep it light and lovable, but I absolutely just I had a brain fart. And so I was just like, oh yeah, we'll do Kissable Face again. So after talking to my wife about it, who will obviously be rectifying her mistake with this bottle of wine,
Sure
which
will.
we'll introduce shortly. She had a great idea, and hugs and kisses, right? X's and O's when it comes to Valentine's Day. So we did Most Kissable Face.
Yep.
Last one. So this time I messed up. Obviously at the end of the last episode I said we're going to do Most Kissable Face, but I mentioned it on the social media account again, Vino Volley 85 on Instagram. So we're going to be doing Most Huggable, and I have some
Awesome.
thoughts about that.
All right.
And I think you have some.
Yeah, it's not. It's a little bit of honesty, because we're nothing but honest.
Nothing but honest.
So I revisited the wine that we had last episode.
Yes.
Went back to the Vin bin, and was like, I need another bottle. I need
Sure.
to make sure. I need to know it's real.
Okay.
All right. And I will tell you, it held up. Now, with that being said, I'm never going to take back my 9.3 score
Can't. It's
because
out there.
I was riding a high of Italian red wine,
Yeah.
feeling good, and
was
it
good
holds
wine.
up. It holds up. I'm not going to rescore it as that is my score. It's set in stone. It's on the internet.
Once it's in the
there
internet,
forever.
man,
I think I was being a little overzealous, but I do hope that folks find a bottle of that because it really, really is good. I think I bought another bottle, opened it up on Valentine's Day, made a nice carbonara. Might be one of the most romantic pastas, not for nothing.
Really?
I think it's a sexy pasta. Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I eat until I don't feel good, so like.
I guess yeah. I don't know what I would.
I think it's just like the process and like the aphrodisiac like nature of like cooking with raw eggs, a little element of danger, but you temper the eggs and the pasta and the sauce. So there's that.
It's not a cooking podcast, bud. Let's land the plane.
Yes. I'm ready to start drinking.
I would say actually, isn't there pasta with like oysters or something in it? Wouldn't that be more of like a aphrodisiac?
Yeah, I think any of the shelled mollusks. I know oysters like are one of the like main ones that get thrown out there. You'd have to go the way of like a cioppino, which again I find is a very sexy dish, right? Like an Italian.
I guess me more like my metabolism, my digestive system. A carbonara would probably send me more to the loo than it would to the bedroom or the boudoir.
Yeah.
So, but to each their own.
Yeah.
Right.
Simple ingredients.
Yeah.
It was an excellent meal. And then we had that bottle of red. So that was excellent. I'm glad I picked that up.
Yeah.
So.
And to that, we were actually just looking it up, and obviously Ryan had mentioned the Vin Bin where he got it local place in Massachusetts. I've looked at Yankee Wine and Spirits where I've gotten every single bottle of wine, and anything that's been recommended, I've always seen it on there. This is the one. That's the first one I haven't been able to find. So really, if you do get your hands on it, if you see it, grab it. Don't even give a second thought about it because it is worth it. Other thing to note, as maybe we haven't talked about the country that much, we haven't really had any crafty cultural correction hour.
Yeah, where's he been?
We haven't insulted England enough?
Oh, I might do it today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, well, maybe we'll have something for the month of March, and big things coming there, which big marketees.
Big marketees.
Big marketees. But a lot to talk about. But anyway,
continuing with February, month of love.
Month of love.
Another Italian red wine. I'm looking to get down my throat.
So I mean, I think it's time to get into it. So, unless do you have anything?
No, that's it. Let's
all right.
Andiamo, as we say in my country. This is my country.
Yes.
But I'm just saying.
The mother country.
Which
right? Whoever you are, downloaded 7 episodes, which I think out of all the countries that we've listed so far on our social media page, that is the most downloaded episode. So very excited, whoever that person is. Hopefully they enjoyed it, and hopefully we continue to see more downloads from countries we've already been to, and we hope to see more on the list. So very exciting times in the Vino Volley world. But to that, to all our Vino Volleyers out there, it is time to pop those corks, indulge in a healthy pour, and dive stud showing into today's episode. So Rye, long awaited, the one that got away, this wine, what are we going to be drinking today?
So, we are going to be drinking the 2019 vintage, the Cantale Salice Salentino Riserva. It is a red wine from Puglia, the region of Italy. It is the boot region, for those of you keeping track.
The boot region.
If you look at Italy as a boot, the heel
But
region.
I look at it as like a cowboy boot, so the whole thing is a boot.
The heel region.
Oh,
So
okay.
for some reason, I always do that when I'm describing, like the boot region, but it's the heel. The heel region.
Got it.
Yeah, the Adriatic side.
Got it.
That's a C. The winemaker notes.
I'm not a very smart man. Ryan has to explain a lot of things to me.
Oh, let me tie on my sultry voice.
Do
for
what
the
you gotta do,
winemaker
man.
Notes.
Really feel it.
Spanish. There we go.
But it's Italian.
It is. Streaks of garnet giving way to intense ruby red. Period. I don't know how you end a sentence that way, but that's how it's written. Candied fruits and spices that evolve into clean underbrush, tea, and amber notes. Enhanced by notes of red flowers, the aromas return on the palate, transported by confident but not overbearing alcohol, which, 13%. The tannins and fresh acidity work in counterpoint to create a balanced, soft wine.
I'm going to say there's a lot of flavors that I just feel like I'm not going to get.
They didn't give us anything. This is the wine.com description, and literally there's just like, the only one thing that I could probably pinpoint taste-wise would be like tea. And how much tea are you going to taste in a red wine? But yeah, like clean underbrush? Like what is...
Oh, yes.
Like, oh, yes, underbrush, yes. So the next time I edge and weed whack my lawn, I'll make sure to sample what that tastes like. Red flowers. Now, here's the thing. Again, I'm by no means a professional, nor a doctor, except for that one time on TV. But is it just red flowers? Does that evoke what a red flower would taste like? Because, like, give me a name of a red flower.
Rose.
Okay. I was going to go, like, hibiscus. So, like, am I imagining what a hibiscus or a rose would taste like?
Sure.
I don't know. We're here to learn, too.
So to kind of counteract that, I went to Vivino.
Okay.
On the bold side, kind of right in the middle as far as smooth and tannic. Little bit on the drier side, but like again, we're kind of splitting hairs between dry and sweet, and then on the softer side. But again, it not like there's no besides the boldness of it. There's really no polarizing one way, and then. What people talk about is the most are like blackberry, plum, dark fruit, cherry, red fruit, raspberry, and then oak, vanilla, tobacco, which I feel like everybody says. So
Okay.
we'll see what we get, but
You got this for $15. Wine.com, $17.99. So good on you. Finding a deal.
yes. And so just to kind of give a little bit as to why this wine, we're finally drinking it, and it will obviously it coincides with today's topic, is we're going to be talking about obviously when, the month of love, Valentine's Day, not every Valentine works out, right? You don't
right.
always get that forever someone, and there's always the one that got away. So in that, Ryan and I are probably going to be drinking, crying into our wine glasses, but this episode is all dedicated to the one that got away.
All right.
And in that, if folks, listeners from the beginning, you remember that after our first episode, this was the wine we were supposed to drink during episode 2. My beloved wife, in her innocence and the beauty of her story, stole it to use it to cook in memory of her grandparents as she does. So
It was a celebration, though.
it was a celebration. So
Yeah.
we can't be mad, but
Happy
we kind of
accident.
were. But we're getting to drink the one that got away, and that'll obviously tie into the episode. So with that, shall we?
We shall. The official Vino Volley glasses really hold up to a good tingy.
Oh yeah.
I also noticed after drinking that bottle last time, the Corte della Flora, this is a really nice wine glass. I like it. I like its thickness.
It is nice.
All right, let's see what we got. It is. You don't have the wall sconces on over here. You don't have that one on.
Ryan has night blindness. I put
You could land a plane in this room right now.
this is for him again, audio medium, but I literally replaced mostly every bulb with 100-watt daylight bright bulbs.
Oh, I love it.
and he's fucking talking about the one sconce that's like.
Well, that's
this-
where I compare the glass to. That's where I had the line
right.
shine through.
The switch is right there.
Oh, okay. As I fall over.
Yeah. Hit the microphone. Yep,
one?
this one. There you go.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, that's way better.
Oh yeah, really changed it.
All right. It's darker than I thought it would be.
I tell you what, it's darker than, because I was able to enjoy it with my wife and the delicious Italian meal she cooked. It's darker than I remember it, because I remember we were supposed to do it in conjunction with the dark art. So I wanted something that was a dark wine, and when I poured it into the glass, it didn't have as much as I thought it had. But this is nice. It's got really good legs. I'm getting dark fruit on the nose, like a blackberry bramble.
Yeah. Definitely blackberry. Get the plum.
Tell you what, I'm getting a little tobacco too, just like a smooth backwoods. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, okay. On the mouth, it's definitely brighter, a softer finish, and then I can see where you get like the red fruit in the mouth, but it doesn't. Right now, first sip, it's not super dry. Then again, you dry out faster than I do. What?
I don't know why that hurt my feelings.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is good.
Definitely red fruit. It's funny because I smell black fruit, like you said, blumpkin, plum.
We'll get those on your birthday.
Plum, blackberry, but the taste is all red fruit. Yeah, the taste is all red raspberry. It's good.
Yeah, that is good. That's like a easier drinking. I mean, even though it's like a 13% versus the 14s we've been running out the last couple of weeks.
It's light.
It is light.
It is light. It is.
Oh, you know what I'm harkening back to? Like, I want to pick. I want to eat with my hands. Right?
I haven't said nosh
right
in
now.
a couple episodes.
I want some cheeses. And
Maybe we'll
meats.
just start like having charcuterie.
Oh,
you know, a nice 9 p.m.
I
recording
think that
session.
would probably counteract the slimming and beach body ready that I'm trying to get.
All right, so I'm gonna go in one more, and then I'm gonna top
Okay.
these bad boys up, and then we will get into it. Yeah, definitely getting tobacco. I know I joke smooth backwoods, but more just like actually like.
But ain't
cigar
nothing wrong with the
tobacco.
smooth backwards.
Then hey, like a black and mild, like when you're feeling real trashy.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not. I'm just getting my beak all up in this glass.
Yeah, and
It is good.
it's good. It's funny though, because I think that's the first time that I've kind of had that. You know, usually like if you're like, oh, like I smell like berry, it usually coincides with that taste. But this is like the smell and the taste like are two different types of berry to me, or like two different types of fruit. Like again, plum, blackberry on the nose, but all I taste is raspberry, and it is light. It is, as I can feel, you know, just a little bit about like the moisture, like in between my gums, like around the tips of my tongue.
Yeah.
I would say it's not overly dry,
Right.
But it is, as the kind of falls on the spectrum, it's a little bit more towards that dry side. But all right, I'm gonna top us off,
All right.
and then we'll get going.
Early indicators for me. This is probably a wine that you would want to sit down and like drink amongst while noshing, while eating. I know it's been a few weeks. I've been trying not to bring that up, but this truly evokes that want in me. So as you're topping those off, let's remind the folks out there: Instagram,
Yes,
email,
correct.
website.
So Instagram, VinoVolley85. Email, VinoVolley85@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Website, VinoVolley85.wixsite.
Yep, nailed it.
At wixsite.com.
I think you can have an @ and a .com. I think it's .wixsite.com.
.wixsite.com. Anyway, the easiest way to access the website is always through the Instagram account. But the beauty of it is it's one other way. It's easy access to the podcast episodes if you don't want to use Spotify or Apple.
Yeah.
But the other one is where we put our reviews of the wine. So that, besides like the picture on the Instagram account, is the easiest way, because we always link it to Vivino, so you can see the image of the bottle. You get a better idea. but he gives our scores overall, like a little synopsis of the tasting notes and what we thought of it. So hit it up. It's a good time.
Yeah.
And nothing else. You can always just stare at Ryan and I behind the golden sun of Portugal.
That's right.
Just
Two stallions.
in all linen.
So much linen. Can't wait to go back.
Ladies weren't ready for it.
Nope.
All right. So just again, circle back. This episode is all about the one that got away. So, a couple different aspects. We'll obviously share personal experiences of players that got away, players that we, didn't want to leave. Maybe it was coaches that we don't want to leave, or it was moments we just slipped through our fingers. We want back. We want another chance at them. And then on top of that, we're also I have a few that we might be able to discuss in greater detail, but players that were at a club and for one reason or another, I'm not going to get into the weeds of why it happened, but it's clear as day. This player was sold to another team for one reason or another, and then absolutely went off. And I'm sure that team was probably just like, no. I can't. Anytime like this whole episode, all I can think of is the scene in Dumb and Dumber when he's in the cat. It's just like, goodbye, my love. And that's just the mindset we want you to be in whenever we talk about any of this. Is that scene of Lloyd Christmas?
Yes.
Just Mary Swanson.
Yeah.
And so, Rye, I know you actually did some.
Oh, I did it. I did a little bit I dug deeper than normal for this.
So would you say that is most of yours like personal?
I have two events.
Two events?
And one person.
Okay.
And because you're probably going to openly weep, I'll have you go second.
Oh, I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You have way more than I have. I have three things.
So I think first is because it doesn't invoke as much passion and emotion. We'll
do players first.
We'll do players.
Okay, you do yours, and then I will do my one singular one.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So these are going to be players I have technically one of them I have a really attachment to, but these are players that were playing for one team, were sold for peanuts.
Okay.
And then just absolutely went
So this is the one that got away for other clubs that you don't have.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
So the first one is Serge, I think it's Gnabry.
G is silent.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I think when you talk about this story and social media went all over it, it was always West Brom. West Brom, like they got rid of him, and he went on to Bayern, and like the rest is history. Like absolutely has been dominating the Bundesliga for Bayern Munich. But which was funny.
So who's the most upset at this, Arsenal or West Brom?
Well, again, West Brom were kind of like left. Everybody says they were left holding the bag. Like it was West Brom's coach.
Okay.
And he was just like people forget. Like granted, like yes, he was a loanee and it didn't really work out, but he was still Arsenal's player. So it was still Arsene Wenger was Arsenal's player. Arsenal loaned him out because they didn't think that he was going to fit into their squad. Yeah. And then once he comes back on loan, they sold him. And then again, goodbye, my love. Yeah. So Gerard Piqué was sold from Man United for, again, very little money to Barcelona, and then became one of the biggest talisman players for Man United. On a subsequent note, talking about the one that got away, Gerard Piqué.
Barcelona.
What did I say?
Talisman for Man United.
Talisman for Barcelona.
There you go.
Yeah. And then on an unrelated note, but kind of related to the whole theme, Gerard Piqué was married to Shakira and somehow managed to fuck that up.
An idiot.
Yeah. Right? Because those hips don't lie.
They don't lie.
They don't lie. But he did, because I think he was...
I think he was...
cheated,
Yeah, I think he was screwing around.
Next to... We always love to shit on Chelsea, but Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't go directly to... Obviously, man said he went to Wolfsburg after Chelsea, but Chelsea...
He was an academy player there, right? Well, no, because I know he's Belgian, but I thought he came up...
I'd have to double check.
Okay.
But obviously I know that they didn't see what and Wolfsburg. I mean, he went off, and then obviously the rest is history. We don't need to talk about the accolades that he has at Manchester City. Mo Salah is another one. Mo Salah was picked up by Chelsea. I think at that time both Liverpool and Chelsea were looking at Mo Salah.
Okay.
Mo Salah went to Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
and they were, I think, actually him and De Bruyne.
Yeah, they must have been there around the same time.
Around the same time. There's actually a clip where like De Bruyne like hits just a dime to him, and Salah absolutely just like cooks it like 40 feet wider than that. So again, Chelsea gets rid of him.
Yeah.
Goes to Roma.
Mm-hmm.
Sets the world alight.
Yeah.
Paul Pogba, even though he's a doping piece of shit, was a United player. I mean, it's twice a United player.
That's
but basically,
true.
they sold him for nothing to Juventus. Then obviously went off at Juventus. Then they bought him for like $200 million, and then proceeded to. I mean, he had like when he was on.
Yeah.
He was awesome, and I think there was a good. I think it might have been Alan Shearer was talking about it. He was talking about doing an interview with Zlatan while Zlatan was on Manchester United, and he said that the key was Zlatan was a guy that could go up to any superstar and put him in their place. So I guess he was like giving the interview. Pogba kind of comes in and is doing like some just like goofy shit.
Yeah.
And like Zlatan just had to like give him a look.
Yeah.
And he like shoot away. So that was the downfall. Once Zlatan left, then Pogba kind of just like didn't have that, I'll say that apex like athlete to just put him in check, and was obviously problems, butted heads with Mourinho, and then eventually went back to Juventus, and then now charged with doping and done so. And the last one that worked out for Man United, but Leeds were probably kicking themselves, is way back in the day, Eric Cantona. He was, just sold for nothing, right? They wanted him because I think Leeds wanted a player as well, and obviously goes down as one of the greatest Manchester United legends. And I only bring it up because I don't know if you've ever seen it, but a couple of years ago, he does a speech for like when they're doing the Champions League draw.
I've not seen it.
Folks, if you're fans obviously of soccer, you're fans of wine, do yourself a favor. Just Google Eric Cantona Champions League speech.
Okay.
It is utterly incoherent and just like he just leaves everybody in the entire like.
Wait, so it's not good?
No.
Oh.
No, it's like half inaudible and half like what you're getting. It's just like nonsensical.
Okay.
I mean, if we could, I would put it up so we could watch it, but we can't. So I'm just going to tell you, do it in your own time. You won't be disappointed. It's something of like soccer lore at this point, of just like this amazingly bizarre rant.
Yeah.
So those were players just in general that I thought go down in history as some of the biggest, just like, man, if you could have one back, if you could not let the one that got away, could have been a completely different story.
Yeah.
So now from a personal.
Okay.
I had to cut down this list.
I'm sure you did.
And the first one was Daniel Agger. Daniel Agger.
I feel like you can't say his name then like separate. I think it's going to be like Daniel Agger. Like you can't.
Daniel Agger.
Yeah, but like when you're referring to him, it's like, oh yeah, it's Daniel Agger. Yeah. Like it's going to flow as one.
Yeah, it's
like
phonetically
Prince.
flows.
Yeah.
He was a guy that, and I think part of the reason why I loved him so much was he was part of a dying breed of the one that, this is my club.
Yeah.
I'm here until you kick me out the door. He was famous for saying that, like, because, certain players on this list, they're like, oh, if Barcelona comes calling, if Real Madrid comes calling, like, it's my dream club. He's like, no, I can pretty much say no to any club as long as Liverpool still wants me. And he had YNWA tattooed on his knuckles.
Yeah.
He was just like a hard-nosed Danish defender, and towards the latter half of his career kind of got hampered with a few injuries under the Brendan Rodgers era.
Yeah.
And it was time to say go, but he was one that I just wanted to stick around longer because I just think that I had him higher in the pecking order than Rogers had for some other defenders like Skirtle, Lovren, Yaya Torre, Colo Torre. So he was just one. And again, he loved the club so much that he's definitely one that was sad. I think he's probably the first player, obviously outside of like Gerard retiring, that I was just sad to see go.
I'm going to interject with mine now.
Go.
And this will come as no surprise to you. People who understand soccer, follow soccer, be like, what the fuck kind of pick is this? And following this player's leave, I would text you almost weekly. Because it's me. It's Danny Ings. I look like a fucking bad guy from every Guy Ritchie movie, don't I? Yeah. Yeah, it's me. I'm fucking back. When he was on Liverpool, I would text you, be like, this dude looks like a bad guy in every spy movie / guy. And for years, because he goes from Liverpool to Aston Villa, now he's at West Ham. He had another stop.
Well, he was Burnley.
Yeah.
He was Burnley to Liverpool, and then I think it was.
Then he was at Villa.
I was at
Southampton. Yeah.
And then I think Villa, and then now West Ham.
And I would text you because we had a soccer fantasy league, and I'd be like, well, there's my dude again, Danny Ings. All he does is just freaking score goals. Do you want to guess how old Danny Ings is? Danny Ings.
I'm going to go 27.
Oh, Jesus. He's 31. I feel like when I looked this up, I thought he was damn near 38, 39. I thought he was Milner territory because he's been around so much.
He's so young, though.
Yeah. I mean, compared to us. But just no nonsense, not super flashy, but kind of stick his nose in there and just would score and deliver.
So I could put him down as, which I'll have when I talk about some moments. He was one that it was hampered by injuries. There was one injury that had him he just couldn't stay healthy, and he had the tools. He didn't have enough of a healthy run to stay in the side to be a number one pick. But yeah, I'm a huge Danny Ings fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my one player that off the top of my head was you know what? I just liked his game. And I will make it a point if he's I'll watch him play.
Oh, I mean, Pat and I were chatting because he started for West Ham. I forget what game they were playing, but
Aston Villa 2021.
Yeah, he making so many chances, was holding the ball up, was dishing it out when he could, and I think he drew a penalty to put them ahead, just really dynamic, never stopped. And then the next game he was on the bench, and Pat was beside himself, being this, this is David Moyes, just doesn't give this dude a chance, and he's so
3 names: Daniel, William, John Ings. That's me. I'm here.
Dude, is that his?
No, I actually think he doesn't sound anything like that, but I would imagine that's my character of him, which is being
Jason Statham.
Yeah, Jason Statham.
All right, who's your other one?
That was it. I have 2 moments.
2 moments. Okay, so then I'll go Luis Suarez.
I closed out the wrong tab. It's my bad.
It's okay, buddy. You got time. So Luis Suarez was one that, the one that got away. I would say, I mean, he always was, again, always had his eye for Barcelona, and look what he did there. But that guy could he could bite whoever he wanted. I didn't give a shit because he just was relentless. He was the Brad Marchand of soccer. One of them.
Oh, I like that.
Where
That's
he was
a good
just
comparison. Yeah,
he's just he's relentless.
Yeah,
and he's the guy that you hate unless he's on your team.
Yeah.
And if so,
that's a very good comparison.
You absolutely love him because he was just a goal scoring machine. He was so technically gifted and was just an asshole.
Yeah.
And so that one was more of not of an emotional connection because again, he is you stand outside the Liverpool fan and you're just like, because I mean I watched him when he came and played.
Yeah, he was
as
like
Barcelona.
He was a prick.
Yeah, when Barcelona came to Anfield the second leg, obviously it worked out for us. But I was watching, I was like, these are the tactics I used to love, and I was like beside myself, being like, I'm so mad right now. So that was more of just selfish, like because obviously we hit. Then once he left, it was the age of Mario Balotelli and then Christian Benteke, and it was just like then Sturridge had to be like the number one man, which he just didn't have enough stability to carry that role. So anyway, it was just brought us to a dark time. The one that evokes a lot of emotion is Philippe Coutinho.
Yeah,
the little magician. Again, he was magic,
dynamic.
He was so magic, so tiny, but he. So quick on the ball, so good with his feet, and would just hit bangers from outside the box. Like he just knew if he cut in and put it on his right foot, it was going towards the top corner, and it was just a question of whether the goalkeeper was going to stop it or not.
Yeah.
But has some of the most amazing goals I've seen. Jurgen Klopp said it to him. He goes, if you go anywhere else, you'll be just another player. If you stay here, they will build statues for you. And I think like the story is that when it was time for him to go, because again, he was another guy that like Barcelona
always wanted to play,
has been his dream. And it was Barcelona came in and said, this is the last time we're going to ask for you. If you don't get this done, we're never coming back.
Yeah.
So he kind of like forced his hand. He put in his letter. And again, Klopp has always been, I only want guys to play who want to be here.
Yeah.
You don't want to be here, he's going to let you out the door. It doesn't matter how good you are. Held true. And sure enough, never really came to fruition at Barcelona. He goes on loan to Bayern, or might have, that didn't,
Yeah.
ebbs and flows there. Ends up in Aston Villa. Now I think he's in the Saudi League. Yeah. So just like true testament of a guy who I honestly think he could have, under Klopp,
Yeah.
like you talk about like the one that got away, that's probably the one player that I could think of that's just like, it haunts me of how great he could have been.
Yeah, and the fact that he was in his prime playing his best soccer. Like when Firmino left, like that would have been like a number 2 pick for me. But then again, like end of a contract, same thing with Mane, like end of a contract, it was like an amicable split. Like there was no, I miss watching them play.
Right.
But
though, I mean,
but like
Firmino
that was
over
one of those
30.
things where it was like he had so much more to give this club.
Yeah.
And he went for, as many do when Barcelona comes calling. Like, I don't know. That one sucks. That one does sting.
I'm going to save the last one
Okay.
because it's also going to play into the second part of the episode. and
Okay.
I want to give it its due. So I will talk about moments. And I think the obvious ones are finals that didn't go your way.
Mm-hmm.
But the one moment I can think of, the one that I want to have back, is it's the first year that Virgil van Dijk comes in. He's partnered with Joe Gomez. They're on a streak of like 8 clean sheets.
Yeah.
It's a rainy game at Burnley. Joe Gomez goes to slide for a ball. Burnley player slide tackles him. He crashes into the boards, like breaks his leg, and was out for over a year. And that was, I mean, he's obviously gotten back, but
Yeah.
like his career path, what could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Verge had such a good chemistry.
Yeah.
They always,
Because he was, what, 19 during that season?
So it's been, I mean, he's now the longest serving player under Klopp, but yeah, he was probably,
And
might have been 20. But they had like, if you go back and watch those first few games, they had such a good understanding. Like it was inherent that if one went to chase, the other one knew to cover the lane.
Yeah.
And his pace. At one time, Joe Gomez was the fastest player on the team.
Yeah.
He had incredible speed, incredible power, and I want him to be, I mean, he's still like, what, 24 or something like that? 26 maybe?
I was going to say 24.
He's still got so much ahead of him. I want him to be, I mean, he's become so versatile playing right back, playing left back. But I just think like he's that, and I want him to score a goal.
So bad.
So bad.
So bad.
But yeah, so that was my one moment. Again, like I said, it's very easy to just be like, well, I want to go back. I wish we won the Europa League final. I wish we won the two, but we have those. That's what makes sports great, right?
Yeah.
Obviously it's great, but like you don't appreciate the wins if you don't have the losses. So I don't think I would change that, but Danny Ings was another one.
Yeah.
And Joe Gomez. I would just take back those really big injuries.
So I'm gonna wake my wife up tonight and be like,
You're gonna get socked.
Hey, love, it's me,
So
Danny Ings.
those were my moments. Right? What do you got?
I have two moments. They all revolve. Actually, one is I'm going to say for the second half of the episode.
Okay.
The first one ties in with the second one. And it was the 1994 World Cup,
Wow.
which was played here on American soil. And you want to talk about the one that got away. I mean, for our generation, having a World Cup here in the States, as we're growing up, like I was playing soccer, it was the biggest thing to happen. Like soccer was growing in the States here. And it was like, oh, now we get a World Cup. Like we're having the world's best come here and play. It was going to be like the catalyst to American soccer. And, oh, hey, we don't have like an absolute dog shit team. Like we have some players who can play that are not household names by any means, but like, we're familiar enough that if you watched one or two games, like, oh, that's so-and-so, like that's so-and-so. And making it to the round of 16 was exciting. Getting out of group play, only winning one game. And then losing 1-0 to Brazil. That was a moment that for me was like, oh man, like this sucks. Like I thought everyone was saying we were going to do better, and like, but we're America. Like it was like one of those first things that at 94, we were 9 years old. Like you have the awareness of like, oh, this kind of blows to like lose and have all this build up and have it be like a 1-0 loss. And some people who follow sport, before that might be like, oh, like that was actually a really good showing for the States. But it was like, yeah, but like it was here.
Yeah.
And it was built up so much in the media that like, oh, like we've got a chance to fucking do really well. Not win it by any means, like let's be real. But put a charge into US soccer. That was a moment that's like a core memory for me of like, you had like Alexi Lalas, like the huge red flowing mane. You had the Kobe Jones. You had Tony Miola with like the ponytail, and then he goes to try out for the Jets as a place kicker and just fucking sucked. but yeah, like that was for me growing up. It was like, oh, look at these guys. They're from here and they play all these countries that are known worldwide for being like soccer powerhouses. So that moment for me is one that I wish we could have back. Hopefully, in 2026, we can kind of right the ship.
There's
but
going to be a whole episode.
I don't know about that. So that was my moment that I wish I could have back.
All right.
That and like stopping playing soccer when I was, in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now. So, but speaking of moments we wish we could have back, I wish I could have that first sip back for this delicious nectar.
That's a big market segue right there.
I'm all about the big market. Fuck the small market. Actually, I love small markets. Support small businesses out
yes,
there.
yeah. Support mom and pop places. I feel like it's like livened up a little bit on the palate. Definitely dried out a little bit. Drier than the first sip.
You're always just a little later to the party on the dry.
I am.
Yeah.
That's because I'm like
super hydrated.
super hydrated.
Yeah.
Good. I don't have any complaints about it. Like
No.
I like the flavor profile. I like the acidity. I like the mouthfeel. Yeah, so far, like this would be one that I would recommend to anyone. I don't have a score yet swishing around in my brain. It's not. I'll tell you what. It's not 9-3.
It's not 9-3. I will say though, still same like aroma like the dark, the
Yeah.
plum. But I am, and you have no idea the reference, but I am starting to get candy apple, which is, I think, funny. That would be two in a row. That it's just like that sweet,
Yeah.
just sugar coating on an apple.
I can't tell you how many times I've been asked by my oldest. He's like, "What's a candy apple?" I'm like, "You've never had one." He's like, "You never had one either." And I go, "Why are we talking about that?" Like we'd be in the car.
I hate you.
I'm just yelling at him. Yeah, which isn't uncommon, but yeah, no, it's good. It's a quality.
Yeah.
It's a quality red wine. That again, for me, would love like some cheeses. But it is also 9 p.m. in the evening, and that would not sit well.
No, on a Thursday.
Get the agita.
So to that, I think it's time to dive into our first ever most huggable. We have one write-in today.
Okay.
So Jess, as always, appreciate the write-ins. So Jess writes, "Hey guys, gave this one a good think this week, and I'd like to hug Tim Howard."
Fascinating.
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier.
About hugging Tim Howard?
No, how he could have been one that got away of like, wish he went to a different club than Everton.
Well, he was at Manchester United first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all that he did for the U.S. team was incredible, and it'd be great to give him a big hug in thanks. I agree. I mean,
He's got a thing for bearded men.
yeah, sure. So, yeah, I mean, huge. I mean, you probably can't say enough good things about Tim Howard and all he did.
Great guy.
Because, I mean, the weakest link in the U.S. men's national team for years has been their defense, and
Yeah.
I mean, what was it, 16 saves in the Belgium game? Obviously, it still didn't go our way, but man, it could have been a bloodbath if it wasn't for him. So,
I like him as a pundit too.
except for the veneers. Well, they got to just soften a little bit, just like when Firmino and everybody, they are.
Oh God.
They're like on a 4K TV. God
Surprise.
damn. Okay. Also, staying in the U.S.
It leaves like a friggin' A-bomb stain on the wall behind you, just the imprint of like your torso. Go on.
Tim Howard's teeth gave me cancer. All right. Staying in the U.S., I want to give a hug to Joy Fawcett. Fawcett.
Why are you saying it?
I don't know.
Farrah Fawcett.
Fawcett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Farrah, it's Joy.
Yeah, Joy Fawcett. Why do I just say it? Fawcett.
What's wrong with you?
Joy Fawcett. Does that they do it?
Joy Fawcett.
Joy Fawcett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett. Joy
Yeah.
Fawcett. Okay. She played in the 90s. I don't know why that fucking took.
Jesus Christ.
Fawcett. Unique, New York. She played in the 90s and was one of the first women in U.S. soccer to become a mom and normalize being a mom and a professional soccer player. She paved the way for other women to strive to do both, something that is such an incredible feat of mental and physical toughness. She deserves a big hug.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Wish I fucking didn't botch her name. Fawcett. That's gonna haunt me. Yeah. Well, sorry, Joy, if you are a listener. I promise to do better next time. Faucet. Like turning on a faucet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I said so weird the first time. Whew. All right, well. So, you know what? I want you to go first.
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
God.
So I had a good think on this one.
I could think, a ponder, and a wonder.
I did. And I thought about players.
I thought you were just about to rip a fart.
Well, I did just shift
I
in my
gotta
seat.
think
I wasn't
about
sure if I wanted to like slip into something more comfortable for this. And by comfortable, I mean take off my overshirt to expose my undershirt. But it's an audio medium. And after a little bit of a thought, I was already thinking about the 94 World Cup. And another key memory I had from that is the moment in which El Divin Codino, which translates to the Divine Ponytail, airmails a penalty kick to lose the finals for the Azzurri. That, of course, is Roberto Baggio. That is...
And you wanted to hug this man?
I still do. I wanted to
Okay.
in that moment because, like, again, 9 years old, you know, but at 9 years old here in New England, like, we hadn't seen a championship. Like, consciously, like, I wasn't conscious about sports when, like, Larry Bird was around winning champions for the Celtics. Like, we didn't really, like, get into, like, Titletown territory until the 2000s. So at 9 years old, U.S. is out. I'm like, oh, this sucks. And then being from, an Italian American family, we're like, oh, well, now we're gonna cheer for the Italian team. And then to be up against the Brazilian team, which goes deeper because we live in an area next to Framingham, Massachusetts, largest Brazilian population per capita, like in the United States. And they were fucking losing their minds. And to be like, all right, watching the Italian national team, you've got Dino and Roberto Baggio, you've got like a star-studded cast, get into the finals, get to penalty kicks. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I remember standing, watching the TV, being like, he can do it right here. Like, this would be so cool. And he freaking screams one over the bar. And to see him stand on the penalty spot, I rewatched it twice in the last 2 days. And just, like, hang his head and just, like, know the realism of, like, what just occurred. Still, like, sticks with me. Like, not only, like, the hairstyle with, like, the weird ponytail in the back, El Divin Codino, but just the massive implications for, like, the country and the culture that that moment had. With that being said, fear not for Roberto Baggio, because he's made quite a career for himself. Now, that moment, like, fucked him up, like, for a while, because he was ripping and tearing. He won the Ballon d'Or the year before in 1993.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I almost said balloon du jour, but
it's balloon knot.
pretty sure balloon du jour is like a bad
Bellagio's
adult documentary.
Balloon knot. That's on the internet too.
But he played for some very prestigious Italian teams. Played for the national team. He is the only Italian player to score in 3 World Cups. He played all the way up until like 2002, I'm pretty sure. 2004, sorry. And he scored 45 goals between 2000 and 2004. Now, getting to also why I want to give him a hug. Apparently, all around, good guy. He is a, Goodwill Ambassador of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN. Kind of a big deal. And then he received the Man of Peace Award from the Nobel Peace Prize laureates in 2010. So, like, all around good guy, which is good. That whole moment, though, I want to, like, go back and, like, give him a hug. Like, my 9-year-old self be like, it's okay. But yeah, core memory. Like, one of those things that pops up out of the blue is him skying it over the bar. And to watch it again over the last couple of days really cut me to my core. But yeah, Roberto Baggio. El Divin Codino.
So that was...
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that was something. I learned a lot, I'm going to say.
I did some reading.
Yeah, no, it shows. So I'm going to do 2. One's real quick.
Okay.
Rob Edwards. I think we've, several episodes we've talked about Luton Town. And...
Fucking love, I'm telling you.
Yeah, right? So, Rob Edwards, coach of Luton Town. I mean, he's a handsome guy anyway to give him a hug, but I think he's just...
Okay, sorry. I'm on.
I think he's just a class act. Like, he got thrashed by Liverpool while in a relegation battle, like, has every right to be standoffish,
a bit sour,
abrasive, what have you. Game ends, couldn't have, like, given Klopp a bigger embrace. They go out together. He made a point to go to one of the youngsters who got his first minutes to say that he played against his father. Had nothing but great things to say about Liverpool, the atmosphere. He's just like, seems like a good dude and someone that I want to just like hug and just be like, hey man, it's gonna be okay. Like I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for Luton Town, and if you don't, like, keep your chin up. Like, you'll get back here. Yep. Like, it's okay. Like, you got a bright future ahead of you. So that's a
fucking great pick.
Yeah. So
love that.
My heart of heart pick.
Okay.
Is Jurgen Klopp. I think we all knew this was coming.
I think so.
So, obviously it's been. I mean, it'll still be, but it's been an emotional time with the recent announcement that Klopp was going to leave. We thought we had more, you always think you have more time.
Wish we had more time.
when he announced that he was staying till 2026, I was elated. Like it was just
Yeah.
like there's, I don't know. I don't even think I can put into words like how much joy it brought, and then subsequently how fucking devastated I was to wake up to the news and watch that video.
And for those, sorry to interrupt, but for those who are overseas, like we get our news on like Premier League happenings when we wake up.
Yeah.
So
No, my buddy Pat was the one who was just like, dude, just like you might want to go back to bed.
oh, he sent it because I sent it to you,
You had
when
s-
I woke up.
You had sent it the Instagram, but I don't have notifications, so
Ah,
I
fuck.
just saw the Facebook Messenger,
Yeah.
and I was just like Jess was. I roll over, and Jess is like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Klopp's leaving at the end of this season." Like it's just like it was.
You're just
There-
sta-
there-
you're
I
just
think
standing by the bedroom
I could
window, just staring out
I could probably
ominously.
count on my hand news reports that have felt like a gut shot. He's not sick, he's not dying, he's just tired. But like you watch the way that he embraces opposing players, his own players, his staff. And as much as I don't think there's any way I could express in words how much he's meant to me. So, for first and foremost, I think the only way to truly show my appreciation, my love, my respect
Yeah.
would be to just give him the hugs that he gives other people.
Yeah.
So there's no one I would want to give a hug to more in this moment
Yeah.
than Jurgen Norbert Klopp. I think his middle name is Norbert.
I also don't know if you pronounced it correctly, so.
Probably not. I mean, it's history's against me as
Yeah.
far as pronunciation. But yeah, he just
It's a guy. And obviously we are fans. We
Yes.
follow the club
which, by the way,
closely.
outside of us,
Yeah.
other people don't like him.
Which is fascinating.
I get like they don't like his abrasiveness with the media, which like personally, you ask a fucking stupid question, you're gonna get a stupid answer. Like you
Yeah.
ask the same question over and over.
Really?
What do you think his response is gonna be? Like I get it. Like sometimes you think it's a dick response, but like,
I thought that would have been like. I mean, everyone's gonna kind of give him his due.
but
Like,
that's, in that same
but, like,
regard,
I would have thought that he would been like that surprised me. I thought he would be more accepted for being.
maybe I mean, but in that regards,
Yeah.
you say that, but like if he was like, oh, we're gonna sign him, so I wish him all the best. I wish him his
Where's your clap pillow?
right there.
Oh, okay. Mike has a clop pillow that sits on the sofa, watching us as we record, and it's just nice to look at him. He's young in that picture.
He is. Jess got me this. It was at Etsy, and it's like one of my prized possessions.
Yeah.
It's just like his joyous smile.
Yeah.
Well, I'll post it.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
But yeah. So, Klopp, if you're ever a listener,
Or this somehow reaches you that two guys in a basement
Yeah.
in Massachusetts just
I
want to give you a nice squeeze.
appreciate you, love you, and God bless the next team that gets to enjoy you as
Thank
a
you for
coach.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been quite the ride. It's not over yet, but
It's not over it. We still, 13 finals left.
I'm sad now.
Hey, Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen Klopp.
Final thoughts?
I think it's mellowed out a little bit. I like how it's like warmed up in the mouth a little bit, and again, that could just be from it physically
I feel like
warming up.
we need to get like down one glass.
Agreed.
But I mean, it's good to obviously know the progression because like
Yeah.
what's your initial thoughts? Like how does it? But like it definitely like things change from like the start of the episode to the end. So,
Yeah, and there's a million variables. I've noticed, dependent on what I consume before we start, has a bit of an impact. So like, I don't know. I had like super spicy ramen before I came over here. So see how that goes.
I don't know if that does that for me.
Oh no, I'm gonna have crippling heartburn tonight. Between the super spicy ramen, the red wine.
My daily Pepsi
No,
does me
I'm,
good.
I'm off it. I'm off
All
it.
right, I'll go.
Oh,
So-
all right. You're locking in right now. Okay.
We got fucking nothing else. I've poured my heart out,
I
so
know.
might as well just wrap this up so I can cry into my pillow. So, I think, again, flavor profile didn't really change. Again, still get that plum, blackberry, a little bit of tobacco on the nose. Taste-wise, raspberry, candy apple, a little vanilla. It is light. It is a little bit on the drier side. It is smooth. All in all, a solid wine for $15-16. I think it's definitely, I think it punches above its weight.
Agreed.
I'm going to go 7.9.
Oh, I like that. That's a good score. Yeah. Without reiterating too much of what you said, I think if you were to buy this bottle and bring it to like a party where like a few people there appreciate wine or understand wine or are looking to like consume wine, this would be a winner. I bet you this would go over really well at a gathering with a group of people. My grandfather, Dufo, not real name, nickname, Dufo, once said, if you don't know who to vote for in a ballot, always pick the Italian. And no surprise, this is going to be another higher score because I am partial to Italian red wine.
Yeah,
I
the
got
heart wants what it wants, my friend. You don't need to hide it.
Got
Yeah.
a deep down in my soul. I'm gonna go.
As you jerk off your arm right now.
I'm gonna go. I was giving myself. I was
Just
giving
like-
myself a think, but I'm like
Ryan's
rubbing
been-
my arm.
Ryan's
and,
been
like,
rubbing up and down his right arm for the
so vascular.
last 45
So
seconds.
vascular. I'm gonna go 8.
It's pinching one.
I'm gonna go 8-2.
Okay.
I was between 8-1, 8-2. I'm going
7-9?
8-2. Go get yourself a
Count
bottle.
it.
Yeah. Pick it, stick it. Go get yourself a bottle. You're not going to be disappointed. And I think anyone who drinks wine, if they were to consume this with you, they would really enjoy it. And it would probably be better than whatever they brought. Fact. This would make you show up with this bottle. It would make you look like a smarter wine consumer. You could fake it to make it with this bottle.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
lot with the it's a big market tease, and now it's a big market reveal, my friends. So
Tell me.
We're getting into the month of March, and so a lot of big things in the month of March. One, we're getting back to Most Punchable Faces. We're getting back to our roots, and we're but in the month of March, as it is Women's Appreciation, our 2 episodes in the month of March are going to be dedicated to women.
Okay.
So we're going to have 2 episodes. One is going to be women in soccer.
I love them.
And
Both women in soccer and women.
Women-
Well, one in particular.
and
It's
women
my tall,
in-
beautiful wife.
and women in wine. So next episode, we are going to be having our very first guest on the podcast.
Look at us.
The lovely Jamie Smith, formerly Sussman, works for New York Red Bulls.
Okay.
And she is going to be our guest for Women in Soccer. Her husband, Matt Smith, is a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan. So Wolves will be the team for Most Punchable Face.
Okay.
So we will, these are going to be centric episodes around women. So it's really going to be a time for us to talk to Jamie and talk about her career as she worked for the New York Red Bulls. So maybe some cool stories, anecdotes, things of that nature. On top of that, the wine we are going to be drinking.
And if you're keeping score at home, March also is when I take a revolution around the sun. My birthday. Ooh, look at that. Oh, this is a sexy bottle.
Yes.
Look at this.
So, as we were trying to think, how do we tie it to the episode? As Jamie is Jewish.
Oh, shit.
What?
Not that she's Jewish. That is
Oh, it's like that was a poor time. Oh shit. That it's an Israeli wine. So
Shalom.
I mailed the bottle to Jamie, so we will share it together as we talk about her life in New York Red Bulls. So can you just read the bottle that we will be drinking next week?
We are going to be drinking the Canaan 3As, 2 in a row towards the end. Read by Dalton. It is from Galilee. It is a 2021 vintage.
So this will be our first Israeli wine. So very excited. A lot of big things. Never had a guest before, so we'll see how that whole dynamic works. And never had Israeli wine. So a lot to be looking forward to in the month of March. But with that, we would love to keep going. But after VAR review, we are officially out of wine and thus put the final cork into today's episode. So listen to us next time on another exciting episode of Vino Volley. Ryan?
Always, in all caps, always remember to sip and soccer responsibly. We bid you a Freddy adieu.